Good morning, Better Days. It's July 16th and we're gonna do a garden walkthrough. Last night I pulled all my garlics. Remember, we had a lot of garlic this year. These are garlic from the not from the garden center. These came from the grocery side. What I did was I just picked up some small garlics and then planted those a couple years ago, and then I've been regrowing them ever since. So these are just small garlics like the one you would get at the store. It's been 90 days since I planted most of the garden. Typically in Middle Tennessee we plant around tax time, April 15th. This year was no exception. I planted most stuff in the middle of April. These sunflowers got devastated by a storm and they won't stand back up. They already had really heavy flowers and now they're all laying over, but that's okay. The strawberries are starting to fill in. We want to fill this whole section with strawberries. You can see they've already moved from over here. And then they're moving across the pathway right here. That's great. That's what I want. Cover this whole area in with strawberries. Oh, there's a little strawberry right there. Amazing. In July, it's still kicking out strawberries. Swimming pool. This is that peaches and cream corn. Most of it's already been harvested. We've already eaten most of it. About 25 ears of corn came off of here. This one had an ear right here and an ear right here. This was a good plant. So that's what we ended up with, about 25 of these. They're not huge like the ones you'd find in the grocery store, but they're really good quality, tasty, tender. I've been pulling tomatoes out of here and moving them around the yard. There's just, all of these volunteered. They came up on their own. So I didn't plant any of these. These seeds were just in the ground. And this is how they get here. I'll have tomatoes, so many tomatoes I can't pick them all. So they just end up on the ground and reseeding. But this is about ready. This is 85-day corn. Peaches and cream is ready in 85 days. That's why it's all almost been harvested. On the other side of the garden, we've got 110-day corn. That way we could stagger our harvest. That way we had more availability this year. This is where the tomatoes end. We'll really need to do some work with those. The morning glory's looking great. That's gonna be August, September, and October are gonna be beautiful in this little corner. These will be blue, like a Titan's blue, like a light blue. These are some tomatoes that need weeding. Oh my gosh, I gotta get in here and get all this stuff out. But that's okay. Some sections are weeded, some sections are not. It's a never-ending process. These tomatoes are all looking really good though. I've been cutting the leaves on these to just encourage more tomatoes to come out. It's working pretty well. This is the Loganberry bush. My goodness. It is big and healthy and happy. It's just about done with all its Loganberries for the year. This was where garlic was. We'll get us a tomato in here soon. The raspberries that I killed, they're starting to come back. There was 50 stalks of raspberries like this. I cut them all and only 4 survived. So this is what we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're just now starting to make raspberries. Those ought to be delicious. Grab our corn. There's my puppies, Cookie and Dallas. They're having a big day. This is the plum tree. Remember, it broke, so we're just starting over. It's got a good root system though. This was a bunch of tall Kentucky fescue that was in my yard, but I don't like that anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. Most of it's all Bermuda. I'm gonna fill this patch in here with all Bermuda. make it look nice and even. This was where a lot of those garlic were. And I moved these tomatoes here yesterday. These came from over in that corn over there. They're looking good. This is a hill full of potatoes. I need to get the weeds out. Some places are better than others. These tomatoes they came up here on their own. I didn't plant these here. This is the grapevine. It's going crazy. These grapes have been small and hard like this for 2 months. I have no idea when grapes ripen or get softer, but I'm waiting on them. This was a potato hill. We've already eaten all these potatoes. All of these tomatoes came up on their own. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They all came up on their own right there. This was a potato hill, and I planted these 3 tomatoes here yesterday. They came from over in the corn. Same thing over here. This was potatoes. They're done for the year. Now we've got tomatoes growing. These tomatoes came from the other side. They're doing really well. They like this little shady spot for some reason. This is where the lettuce was. This is ready for me to clear it out and put tomatoes in here. We'll have a lot of tomatoes by October. This is the Silver Queen corn. This is the 110-day corn. It's about 8 feet tall. And they're just a little bit smaller. Yeah. These ears of corn are just a little bit smaller right now than the ones across the way. And that's because these need about 20 more days and they'll be ready. But this side has a lot of corn this year. Oh look, bees. Neat. Lots of little bees. Boy, they got their pollen sacs loaded down. Look at that. All right. So, once you make your way through the corn, this was the last of the little garlic spots. These tomatoes volunteered. They came up on their own. This cilantro volunteered. It's the only one I let go to seed this year. It's got a lot of seed on it. Beautiful. 2 little struggling blueberries. Huh. Oh, my big giant pride and joy. I'm still pulling ridiculous amounts of blueberries off of this plant. And they're delicious. Strawberries spreading out. Blackberries coming in nicely. We've already eaten a nice crop of blackberries, but man, are we gonna have more. Good grief. This thing is covered. You know, they talk about blackberry winter being when the blooms are on the blackberry bushes. Is that now? Thanks for watching, you guys. I really enjoy making these gardening videos. I know they don't get as much traction as my fishing videos, but for those of you who enjoy them, thank you very much for watching. You have a better day.